What's up, this is GM, and before I start, I want to tell you about TubeBuddy. In case you don't know, TubeBuddy is a free website that will help you manage and grow your YouTube channel. Thanks to them, some of my videos even show up as top results. Want to give them a try? Check the description below for the link.
Yo, what is up? Today I wanted to show you how to do a quick, easy setup. For those of you who want to start recording YouTube videos, this is a pretty simple YouTube studio setup. And this is for those of you who want to do it with a camera, a DSLR. If you want to do it with the phone, I have another video for that kind of is a little bit on the cheaper side because, you don't need necessarily as much equipment or certain equipment if you're using a phone. But yeah, let's get into this. Hopefully it will be helpful. Before we begin, I want you to think about this. What is your budget? You need to decide how much are you willing to spend right off the bat. Are you someone who is just trying this out and you don't want to commit? If so, probably keep your budget closer to $100. That's not including, of course, your camera and stuff. Hopefully you already have. But yeah, again, if you're just trying to check this out, see how it goes, keep it at a novice level, probably around $100. If you think that you might try this out for maybe a year or so, maybe hit up that basic or intermediate level. And if you think that you're going to be doing this for a long time, or you want to do this for a while, hit up that advanced, expert, and master level. And of course, I'll have the price breakdowns in the description below. I'll have all the products. You can click on them if you want to buy a certain one. Hopefully that will help you. And of course, you don't need to buy the exact products I have. This is just how it would look if you did it with the products I have, obviously. But if you want to do something different, you can always mix and match, find something that might be a little cheaper, maybe more expensive. It's up to you. Another thing I want to note is the prices that I'll be saying aren't necessarily what the prices are now. Amazon prices vary quite a bit. My suggestion would be is if a product is within $20 above or below what I kind of am listing, go ahead and buy it because you never know if it'll actually come back down to the price that I've said. And these products are pretty good. This is what I've been using. This is what I know some other people have been using because I've helped other people do similar setups. So I think this might help you more so than trying to experiment with other items. But hey, that's just my advice. Also, keep in mind, when you open up an Amazon page, look underneath the price. Sometimes they'll have a coupon for like a fixed price off, like $10, $20 off, or maybe a percentage off. Make sure to click that because I'm including that when I'm saying the price, if those coupons were available at the time. Because that does save you a lot of money, and that does bring your price point down quite a bit. All right, so let's talk about what you should already have that you shouldn't have to pay for. So obviously your camera, I'm assuming you already have a DSLR. If not, if you don't have a camera, I suggest you go check out my phone video instead, because that might be a little bit more helpful for those of you who have a phone but not a DSLR. Like if you just want to record with your phone, you could actually save a lot more money that way as well. But of course, quality may differ based off of if you use a phone or camera. Personally, I like recording with my phone because my camera is super old now and it doesn't have a lot of the functions that my phone actually does. But hey, that's up to you. You need to decide that as well. Some of the things that you should consider when starting off is, do you have your table? Do you have a chair? And what kind of background do you have? You don't want to have a white background. White is boring. In my case, you can see I have a tapestry set up. I saw some other person have a similar tapestry. I was like, oh, I like this. I'll go and set this up. However, you don't need anything fancy like this. If you want to, again, save some money, go look for a bookshelf and just set in the background with a couple things in there. Nothing too distracting, but something to add a little bit of flavor in the background. All right, so here we have my Novice setup. In this, we have my MPOW headset. It is a gaming headset. It has a little mic on it. It's nice, but not everyone wants to be wearing a headset necessarily. But again, if you're just starting off, this might be a good way to start because it is cheap. We also have a ring light, which also has a phone holder if that's something that you need, because for some people, they do record multiple angles. So that way they can do kind of cut jumps. So if you are one of those people, hey, this might actually come in handy even more than you think. And then, of course, we have an Amazon tripod. Personally, I'm not the biggest fan of Amazon tripods, but they're cheap. They'll last you for a while, not super long, but they will last you if you're just trying to, hey, see if this is something you want to do long term. The total price of this setup right here is $93. I have my window closed as well, so you can see how much light's actually coming from this ring light alone. It's a super nice setup. It's super simple, super easy, nothing too fancy. Okay, so let's say that you want to kind of go something a little bit fancier. It's still nothing too fancy, but something a little bit better. And this is my basic level. The total price of this is about $148. In this, we have a toner mic instead of the MPOW mic. We have 2 ring lights, and the reason I prefer getting ring lights is because I think that they come in handy for when you're on the go as well. So let's say you go somewhere and you're staying in a hotel and you need to record. One of these ring lights might come in handy. Just saying, but that's up to you, of course. I generally like ring lights. And the other thing, of course, we have is the Amazon tripod, which will hold your camera. Again, this total is about $148. The main thing that you're getting from this is an extra light source and a better mic. Is it worth the $50 bump up? Yes, I definitely think so. But again, this is if you're a little bit more into committing on what you want to do. All right, so now we're at the intermediate level. And this is, again, just kind of bumping up a little bit more. And the beauty of this is you're just kind of buying an extra thing from the basic level. You know, if you're at the basic level right now, if you've bought the things I've told you in the basic level and you're just trying to bump it up, you know, maybe now you've gotten a little bit more money that you've saved up and you're willing to buy some more stuff, this is kind of a good transition. So here we have, once again, the toner mic. We have the 2 ring lights. We actually got an Amazon 2-pack tripod set instead of 1, and we got a side light. And this brings up our total about $204. The reason I like this is, again, Amazon tripod's super cheap. You get a 2-pack, which will save you a little bit of money, and you get this side light, which I'm actually using in the back to kind of bring a little bit of separation between your background and you. And this is kind of important for those of you who are trying to, again, make this look a little bit more professional. All right, so now we're at my advanced level. And honestly, the gap between intermediate and advanced isn't that big. The difference between my intermediate and advanced level is only about $21. And the reason I call this my advanced level is because I got a better tripod. So again, we have our toner mic, we have our 2 ring lights, and instead of buying an Amazon 2-pack, I decided to get an SD tripod. The SD tripod is definitely more sturdy. It's a little bit more expensive, of course, but it will definitely serve you longer because Amazon tripods, like I said, are kind of cheap and they don't really last you that long. You know, especially if you're using it for your camera. If you're using it for something like, again, the light source in the back, that's fine. You know, it's not that much weight. You don't need something super sturdy. But if you're doing it with your DSLR, I definitely recommend investing in the SD tripod. It'll last you a lot longer, definitely sturdier, and I just think overall it's a better tripod. All right, now we're at the expert level, and we're currently at $261, which I think is definitely worth it for this nice looking setup. Again, we have our toner mic, we have the 2 ring lights, we have the SD tripod, we have a side light, which I'm using as a fill light in the back, an Amazon tripod for it, and what we've added is 2 RGB lights to kind of add some color and flavor into our background. And personally, I like to use 2 colors. You don't need to. You know, you could also switch these 2 colors up. It does come with remotes, so you can switch up the color schemes. But let's say you only want to use 1 light. You could make it all blue. You can make it all pink. You can make it all orange. You could do whatever you want with that background. And that's what I like about it. Again, it's adding flavor. You could switch it up every single video as well. You could do a blue, pink one video. You could do orange, green, another. It's up to you. And I personally think the $261 price tag is worth it for this expert level setup. All right, so now we're hitting our master level. Our master level is the exact same as our expert level, except now we're adding some oomph. So this, at this point, it will be $261 plus. So at this point, your budget, if it's pretty high, if you've got like $500 that you can spend, and you know you want to be doing YouTube for a while, this is something that you're willing to invest in, then maybe invest in some of these options. And in this case, what I have, again, is that mountain tapestry in the background. I'll have a link for that, of course. And as you can see here, I have 4 items. I have the Planet 9, Timebox Evo, the Ditto, Pixel Max, and the reason I like these is because they kind of add a little bit of movement into the video, kind of adds a little bit more pieces that makes it look nice, shows that you care, kind of makes your audience think, wow, this guy is kind of like an expert. Of course, you don't need to buy all of these items. You can if you want to switch it up once in a while. Personally, I like to switch it up once in a while if I was to use these. I've told other creators as well, this is something that you may want to include. They've bought all 4 and kind of switch it up every so often. But I would say if you're willing to, buy about 1 to 2 of these at least. It'll definitely help spruce up things. And, you know, the art that you see here, you can always change those up. Again, I have videos on these if you want to see how these kind of work. You can find those on my channel. But yeah, let's take a look at what it kind of looks like. You know, here I have one with just the Pixel Max. I have one as well with 2 items. So I have the Timebox Evo and the Ditto. Again, this is just to add a little bit of flair and make it look a little nicer. And these aren't necessary. These, again, are just to make it look more professional, look a lot nicer, looks like you've invested in your channel. People take note of that and appreciate that. At least I do. I know when I'm watching YouTube and I see these things, they really do help. Alright, I hope this video helped you. Again, I'll have other videos on setups that might help you more so. You can find those on my channel, of course. If you found this video helpful, I'd love it if you could like and subscribe. That'll help me see if this is something you want me to do more of in the future. I'll try to do more setups for different types of creators. Let me know if there's a specific type of setup you'd like. Perhaps you want to do reviews, maybe you want to do reactions. Perhaps you want to do gaming videos. You need a certain type of setup for that might be a little bit different from this. I'll also have links for other types of products that I think are worth taking a look at for those of you who may want to invest in something similar to what I have, but maybe a better variant because of what type of studio you need. For example, for those of you who might want a headset instead of a standalone microphone, I'd recommend the Edifier G2, and I'll have a link for that, and I have a video for that too if you want to see what that's like. But the reason is because A, it's great for really anything. Mic quality is amazing, and it's perfect especially for those of you who do gaming channels. I'll also have a version of a ring light that does colors that I personally love, because some of you may want to also buy a ring light that has different color schemes. Again, link for that will be in the description below, and you can find my review for it as well on my channel. Anyways, that's all from me. Again, comment below any comments, criticisms that you have, anything that you want me to improve on in the future for these types of videos, and anything you might want a video for again in the future. Peace out.